Hello! So I have another one here that everyone probably already knows the answer to. So who would win in a fight? The later gen starter AC or the early gen starter AC? Now, personally, I would say this has to go to the early gen one. Got a pretty hefty shell defense advantage plus AP. Plus, I'm pretty sure the missile response is better on that thing. Plus OB if that were to come into play at all. I believe that the later gen model there was pretty much exclusively put together just to show off hanger units. But yeah, I don't know. Always felt like the early gen one was better, like substantially better. Just because it could actually take a hit, while the later one just pretty much gave up all of its reasonable defense and all that. For the sake of carrying two weapons that it couldn't afford yet, and you know, it would probably be replaced with something else once it finally could. It is very light for a hanger core. I mean, that's nice. Actually, looking at that little flippy dealy on the back there, it always kind of looked to me like it should have some weak overboost function still. And in that case, it would make sense. You know, it would be like a more refined version of the original. So yeah, I'm not sure if this one has missile response. It doesn't seem to. So it could just be that they went all cheap with the parts later on, and in general it kind of seems like that's how the story ends up going. Because suddenly everything is overheating a lot faster, suddenly, you know, the starter AC sucks more, and in general, the ammunition capacity for everything is dramatically lower, so it just kind of seems like everything went super cheap. It probably had a depression or something. As far as the names go, well, the starter AC always reminded me of a Ford Taurus. You know, it's just the starter thing a lot of people end up getting. It's like the basic piece of crap that runs for a while and generally is more durable than you'd expect, but it's really just there as the cheap entry-level thing. So have the 3089 Taurus, you know, the old rust bucket that's somehow still kicking, and then the Taurus Nexus Edition for the newer one. So far, they're very even, actually. With the newer model slightly in the lead, but that might just be due to the terrain. So they've got the same AI, they've got no tuning, they've got no optional parts, they're just the stock models of their respective generations. I mean, more or less. The actual starter rifle and all that, the starter rifle got a little bit of a buff. It could be a buff or a nerf depending on how you see it or use it. Just basically got an attack buff, got a lower ammo cap though. Went down to 120 from 200, but I believe it got like 80 more damage per shot, something like that. But yeah, in general, they're pretty much the exact same thing, minus one of them having more shell defense, and the other being almost pointlessly faster. I think it can go 20 or 30 miles an hour faster, which would make a difference on a highway, but in this kind of situation doesn't really matter much. Generally, these two are just slugging it out. Although, I have to say, the early AC is doing some pretty sweet dodges here. He was losing it, now he's picking it back up. Oh crap, no, it's gonna go to the... Oh no, it is going to the old mod... Yeah, it is going to the old model. Because of a timeout. Okay, so that's one to the old model. And here we go. Round two. I would think that would be more decisive in a more open type of situation. Because it definitely seemed like the NE was gonna win it for a little bit there. But then, yeah, the old model pulled off some sweet dodges and turned it completely around. Alright, double blade hit. Ooh, jeez, okay, he's letting him have it. Yeah, you freaking young whippersnappers off my lawn. As to why the new guy isn't slashing, who knows? Well, yeah, it looks like energy. Nope. I'm really sure... Huh. I think he's just trying to go for more long jumps, that's why he's not really sparing the energy for a slash. He did a couple slashes, he just doesn't really want to invest in it. There's a weird little animation glitch there. I'm gonna have to, you know, I think I'm gonna have to go double check the AI performance tab, see if something didn't get saved right with his operation stuff. Because it seems like the old model has more energy for some reason. And that could just be a matter of the parts, it could be that they're both running on red, which they more than likely are. Because they're both pulling very similar maneuvers and that blade doesn't take much. I think it's worth checking. Why are you not slashing? Okay, so yeah, old model absolutely squashed him there. Slapped him right down. Let's take a quick look inside this beast. Make sure everything is all where... Yeah, no, it's all up there. They're both set up, well, exactly like this. I just wanted to make sure. At one point, I tried having them fight it out with only 2 in each category. According to, well, kind of inferring from what Azor had mentioned, it sounds like that's a good setup for a quote-unquote retard build, but anyway. This is generally what I had them going with. Enemy awareness, I mean, they're going to be facing each other anyway, they're not really pulling any flank maneuvers. Terrain, they're just going to go around it. This isn't really huge for them. Attack and defense strategy just lets them both, you know, try to get around each other. Heat and energy control just keeps these... it actually gives them a slight boost to each one. Then, you know, these are just generally how the AI decides where they want to go. And then, yeah, this decides how accurate they're going to be with their weapons, more or less. And then search, it's just kind of a passive addition to their ability to find the other guy. If they've got a radar of any kind, they're usually going to be pretty okay without it. So I sometimes just leave it at 2 for the hell of it. And I've never seen them actually get lost as long as they've got a radar. Alright, so now they should both be really stupid in this furnace. But let's see if the new guy ends up getting crushed again. And again, they've got identical stats in terms of ECM this time around, so no one's really getting an advantage. They're just both going to have a little bit of a hard time with missiles. Let's see if it says... Yeah, I'm assuming the joules per 3 meters or what, or per meters cubed or something like that. I guess that's ECM interference? I don't really know. I'm trying to find something that would be going up as it gets closer to that furnace thing. But it might just be a flat thing everywhere. And it's just turning into yet another straight-up slug and match. Really, all the new guy has to do is get a single slash in, and that changes the fight entirely. Come on, you can do it. I want the new guy to win at least one fight. But I don't think he's gonna do it. He was about to pull it around and then had an issue with his FCS by the looks of it. Alright, double slash there. You can do it. I completely don't believe in you, but I kinda hope. No, he just took a bad trade. He's gonna lose for sure. New guy's gonna lose, I mean. I do like this coloring for the new AC, though. I mean, aesthetically it looks nicer, I will agree to that. It looks more like a starter AC, but the older model's just so much better. And I was gonna remake the model from AC2 and then for AC1, but it doesn't really make a whole lot of a difference. They're pretty much the same thing, just the AC2 one has a double missile instead of a single one, which there's no real good comparison for in this one, because the small missiles have a crap ton more ammunition than that one does. In addition, kind of wonky to get a similar effect to the AC1 rifle. But anyhow, sounds like a puppy's getting upset in the background, so there you go. Old model takes it.